So let's take a look at some practice problems. All right. Let's say I am given that angle NLM is congruent to angle LNO. And also that angle OLN is congruent to angle MNL. And you prove that angle M is congruent to angle N. L, O, N, and M. Okay? So we know that this is congruent to this. This is congruent. We know that was given to us, and we know that these are congruent. Okay? We need to prove that angles M and, oh, that should be O, my bad. That's O. And angle O are congruent to each other. So here is the proof breakdown. Okay? We got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, number 1, angle N, L, and M is congruent. So our givens, obviously, L and O, and angle O, L, N is congruent to angle M, N, L. And that is by the given. Okay. Ln is congruent to Ln. Why? By reflexive property. Ln is congruent to Ln by reflexive. Okay. Which means that triangle NLO is congruent to triangle LNM by angle side angle. Thus, angle M is indeed congruent to angle O by C.P.C.T.C. All right, so for number 5, all right, we are given AC is congruent to BC and AX is congruent to BX. And we need to prove that angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. Here's our triangle. We know that AC is congruent to BC. We know that AX is congruent to BX. Okay. And that is 2 lines up here. Sorry. Get there. Hold on. All right. So for the proof, AC is congruent to BC, and AX is congruent to BX. Those are givens. So CX is congruent to CX. And 2 is reflexive. Okay? They're sharing this side. Since that's the case, we can then state that triangle, and that's the side. That means we can do that triangle ACX is congruent to triangle BCX by side. And since we know that that triangle is congruent to the other triangle, we can say that angle 1 is indeed congruent to angle 2 by corresponding parts or congruent triangles are congruent. All right, the last one. Number 6. Given that angle 1 is congruent to angle 2 and angle 3 is congruent to angle 4, okay, so here's 4, there's 1, here's 2, there's 3. Okay? We'll call this W, Z, X, and Y. And we want to prove that XY is congruent to ZW. Okay? The proof, 1, 2, 3, 4. So angle 1 is congruent to angle 2, and angle 3 is congruent to angle 4. And that is given. XY is congruent to XZ by reflexive property. Therefore, triangles ZXW are congruent to triangles XZY by angle side angle. So line segment XY is indeed congruent to ZW segment by corresponding parts. Congruent triangles are congruent.